So we got a emergency live stream. I got some news today about a U.S. men's national team manager candidate. A little bit of a shocker. I don't know about you guys. Um, Reports are saying that Pellegrino Matarazzo has been offered the U.S. men's national team managerial position, and I'm not honestly sure how I feel about it. Be curious to see how you guys feel about it. Kind of random, honestly. We're going to look at his record at Hoffenheim. Look at his some of his stops. Talk a little bit about how they came to this decision, how we feel about this decision. Talk about if there were better options, and a little bit about what their thought process was on if this is the route they decide to go. I've been reporting for a couple weeks now, mostly in the spaces with some friends, with people. That's where I've been talking about it mostly. We were venting mostly about the national team's shortcomings. But one of the things that I continuously heard was that a lot of people in the soccer federation circle wanted to hire an American manager because in 2026, Greg was supposed to be that guy, but obviously Greg flailed out and he was terrible and they fired him. But they wanted an American manager for the World Cup in 2026, so that way, when they made it to the big stage and if they had a good performance, they could say, "Look, the American manager has made it." That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be able to say that an American manager has made it and look where the American coach is in today's game. That's why they wanted to target him. That's why they wanted Greg to be the guy, but Greg was never going to be the guy. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with Pellegrino as much as some of the other managerial candidates. So we're going to look at his record in a little bit, and just kind of see what he's done throughout his managerial career. Now, I do know at one time, maybe 2 weeks ago, that Patrick Vieira was the favorite to be the manager because he checked a lot of the boxes and he was more of a compromise pick for some of the people at the federation. He coached MLS. He was a big name. He coached in Europe. He checked a lot of the boxes. Now, I think they kind of backtracked on that because a certain person at the federation didn't want to hire Vieira, and they wanted to go in a different direction. And I had heard a couple days ago that Steve Cherundolo was the favorite again to be the national team manager because I think a lot of people didn't necessarily want this job that you think would want this job or rejected it. Maybe they weren't willing to pay. But Dolo, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Dolo and what the situation is. Obviously, Pellegrino has been offered the job. He has not accepted the job yet. So who knows what their backup plan? Maybe Cherundolo is the backup plan. But this is the thing that I really wanted to hit home about Pellegrino, right? Or about this process. Are you guys not a little upset? Now, this guy could turn out to be a great manager. We'll look at his record here in a few minutes. But are you not a little upset that after this voyage of coaching search that they sold us on that they were going to go on, they're in Europe, they're willing to spend money, they're going to try to land a big manager, they have big ambitions, that this is what we settled on? This is the manager we hired after what they've told us? Wouldn't that disappoint you a little bit? I mean, listen, he could be really good. I have no idea if he'll be good, but they told us they were going on an extensive search. They were going to Europe. They were going to try to hire a big name. There were plenty of people that they could have hired that a lot of people would have been satisfied with. And this is what we landed on. Now, he is an improvement over Greg, right? But a lot of us U.S. men's national team fans figured that would be that's not hard. That's not a high bar to reach, or to set. Being better than Greg is not necessarily that difficult. And I had heard that they wanted to have the appearance that they were trying to get a big name manager. Um, I mean, we don't know who they've talked to officially. We don't know anything. There's no transparency at all. We just know that they were in Europe. I do know that they talked to Patrick Vieira. I do know that for sure. I do know that they talked to Steve Cherundolo. They have definitely talked to him, but that's about as far as it goes. I don't really know who else they have talked to. And you would have thought they could have got maybe Hervé Renard, a Yogi Love. That's the type of manager that I wanted, because these are guys that have international experience, national team experience. And Pellegrino, he's only coached at the club level, just like some of the other candidates we've seen. And I'm not saying I won't be happy with it. I'm just saying that this is a huge upgrade, but it is a little underwhelming when you look at what they were selling us. The expectations were very high, and this is what we like. This is kind of like how you guys would have felt if we'd hired Vieira, if we'd hired Wilfred Nancy. They could have been a good manager, but this would have been still underwhelming based on what they've told us. Okay. Let's see. Gridiron says Matarazzo is a terrible manager, nearly got Hoffenheim relegated and sacked. Well, we're going to look at that in a second. We're going to go look at his stops and see what he did. Joey Foster is a new member. Hey, Joey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Glad that you joined. Hope to see other people join the membership. A lot of cool things included, including some private streams. Really appreciate that, Joey. I think that I'm just so confused. So confused, honestly, about this whole thing. There's just no transparency whatsoever, and I wanted them to take the safe route, make a safe hire, right? So Hervé Renard, right? He is coached at Saudi Arabia. I think he coached at Morocco. He's coaching the Paris. I'm sorry, Paris. The French women's national team. He has a lot of international experience, right? He would have been a safe hire. Now, look, would he have maximized our potential for 2026? I don't know. But he has coached at the national team level at a World Cup setting, and he knows what to expect. And he's coached lesser teams, right? It's not like he's coaching England or France or Spain. He's coached lower end teams, lower end in the United States. So I just very interesting. Let's look at his resume. Let's go see what he's done as a manager. Because he's kind of an unknown. I don't think a lot of people know much about Pellegrino. I think he is an unknown manager at this point. I believe that. Okay. So this is his statistics, or his managerial statistics. He coached at Stuttgart from 2019 to 2022, 100 games, 31 wins, 29 draws, 40 losses, minus 2 goal difference, 31 win percentage. Okay. At Stuttgart. And I'm assuming that he got fired. He got fired in October of 2022. It wasn't a mutual parting. It wasn't he left for a better job. He got fired in October of 2022. Then he got the job at Hoffenheim, 52 games, 20 wins, 9 draws, 23 losses, plus 2 goal differential. Okay. 38.5% win percentage. And the Bundesliga. Okay. Now, the Bundesliga is down right now. It's not as good as it was several years ago. Um, 8 to 10 years ago, it was arguably the second best league in the world. Arguably the second best league in the world. Definitely, probably number 3 at least. But now it's number 4 of the top 5 leagues. It's number 4, and he's struggling there. We'll pull up. We'll pull up Patrick Vieira's stats here in a second because I want to look at him. I want to look at what he's done as a manager and see. I want to see what he's done as a manager too, just to compare the statistics. Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and look at Patrick Vieira because he was another one that they've interviewed, and he was another one in contention for the national team job. And Patrick Vieira is a big name, right? Maybe not as a manager, but he's a big name as a player. Okay, so Patrick Vieira started his career off in coaching the Manchester City youth team. Okay. There was a contingency plan. They wanted him to become the Manchester City first team manager eventually, but then Pep Guardiola got hired. Things got kind of sidelined and plans changed. Okay. So New York City FC has a disastrous, chaotic first season in MLS. Jason Kreis gets fired. They hired Patrick Vieira. He coached 90 games in MLS, 40 wins, 22 draws, 28 losses, plus 14 goal difference, and almost a 45% win percentage. Not bad, right? Not too bad, especially for MLS standards. It's not bad at all. Well, he wanted to test himself, so he went to Nice. He coached 89 games at Nice, 35 wins, 22 draws, 32 losses, minus 9 goal difference, almost a 40% win percentage. Now, keep this in mind. That was coaching in, obviously coaching at in France, but that season at Nice is a higher win percentage than any season that Pellegrino has had. Almost 40% in Europe too, not in MLS, in Europe. Higher win percentage than Pellegrino has ever had. Then he gets fired. He takes a couple months off. He gets hired at Crystal Palace, and 74 games, 22 wins, 25 draws, 27 losses, minus 3 goal difference, almost a 30% win percentage. Not too good, right? When you're coaching a low to mid-table Premier League team, you're trying to be in that 31 to 33 range. 29 is pretty abysmal, honestly. Not too good. Well, he gets another chance at Strasbourg in France. Coached there for a year, 39 games, 14 wins, 10 draws, 15 losses, minus 4 goal difference, almost a 36% win percentage. Now, would you rather have had Patrick Vieira or would you rather had Pellegrino? Who would you have rather had? Now, I'm not saying Vieira is I'm not saying he's a great manager. I'm just saying I just pulled up the resumes. I just pulled up the performance. They're pretty similar, if not tilting into Vieira's favor, right? And Patrick Vieira is a a player legend, right? So he is a he has a little bit better resume just because of him being an elite player, but he also has a similar resume. Joey Foster super chat, best MLS channel on YouTube. Great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Joey. Really appreciate the support and appreciate the membership. Thank you for being a supporter. And here's the thing too. about Pellegrino. Since he has never coached at the national team level and he has had a so club level experience or performance, what are realistic expectations for him? Because club level and international level or national team level are completely different. Completely different. And that's another thing. That is the same exact reason I didn't want Steve Cherundolo, because he had only been managing for a couple years, and we can't afford to have growing pains on the job. We can't afford to have a guy who doesn't know what he's doing and trying to figure it out 2 years before the most important year in our soccer history in this country. It's too risky. There was too much at stake to be gambling and trying to figure it out on the job in the most important soccer year in our country's history. Manuel Villalobos became a new member. Manuel, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and becoming a member. Look forward to some of the private streams and some of the perks that's included. Really appreciate the support. Matarazzo was the coach I wanted all along. Sierra is not even close to him. I'm thinking you mean Vieira when it comes to being tactically superior. Yeah, no, listen, I'm not saying that Vieira definitely has his faults as a manager, but look at the statistics, look at the resume. They're not that different. And Vieira is a higher profile player, right? Is respectful when he goes into the locker room, and if Tyler Adams or Wes McKinney's on their BS, he's going to go up to them and put them in their place. Hey, Wes McKinney, you're too big right now. You're not playing until you get into shape. He's not going to care to talk to the players like that. Javi, Potter, Tuchel. Yeah, available. Yeah, that's another thing. Like Poch is available. I just don't see how we couldn't have landed one of those guys, especially if they were willing to spend $5 million a year. And here's another question I have for you. Okay, see what you guys think about this. Is Pellegrino better than Jesse Marsch? Would you take Pellegrino over Jesse Marsch right now? Guys, if you're just joining, make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're like 19 subscribers away from 4,000. Share this video with a friend. If you have any comments, make sure to send them my way. Super chats will obviously get priority. So if you have any questions, fire them away. Make sure you like the stream down below. Let's look at Jesse Marsch's record just for comparison, because we've already looked at Pellegrino's record. We've looked at Patrick Vieira's record. Let's look at Jesse Marsch's record as manager, just to compare. I just want to look at everything. Let's try to stay fair and balanced here. Let's look at everything. Okay. So Jesse Marsch got his start as a manager with the Montreal Impact. He was there for 1 year, and it was a disaster. Now, Montreal is a disaster, but his tenure was also a disaster. 36 games, 12 wins, 7 draws, 17 losses, -8 goal difference. Absolutely abysmal. Okay. Terrible. Indefensible. Get him out. All right. Then he takes over for the Red Bulls. Very successful stint. 151 games, 75 wins, 32 draws, 44 losses, 81 or plus 81 goal difference, almost a 50% win percentage. That is unheard of for MLS. I don't know how much of you guys watch MLS, but that is unheard of. That is a great result. That is incredible. Getting anywhere close to that in MLS is unheard of. Now, he goes to Salzburg. The plan is to work his way up to Leipzig eventually. He coaches at Salzburg for 2 years, 64 wins, 13 draws, 17 losses, 177 goal difference, plus 177 goal difference. Now, Salzburg runs the Austrian league, right? So, I mean, it's not like that big of a surprise, but it's just a stat. It's just, business as usual with him, right? He wasn't bad. He was business as usual, doing well. 68% win percentage. They say, hey, listen, Jesse Marsch might be ready for the big job. Let's get him ready for Leipzig. Goes to Leipzig, 21 games, only coached half a season, 8 wins, 4 draws, 9 losses, plus 12 goal difference, 38 win percentage. Absolute disaster at Leipzig because they were really trying to win the Bundesliga that year. They were really trying to they had been right up there with Dortmund and Munich, and they were really trying to really launch themselves as one of the elites of the Bundesliga. He failed miserably. He got fired. He gets a second chance at a big job in Europe. Leeds isn't a big job, but coaching the Premier League for a American manager is a big deal. Okay, 37 games, 11 wins, 10 draws, 16 losses, 30 win percentage. So Jesse Marsch his resume. It's funny. All these other guys, it looks very, very similar. Very, very similar. Manuel Villalobos says Wilfried Nancy has a 49.35% win percentage and a goal difference of plus 78, which is incredible for MLS. That's incredible. I don't know how much you guys watch this, but that is an incredible feat for MLS. Crosby says a record doesn't consider all the variables at play. No, I agree. The record is just one part of it. But what I'm saying is that the record does mean something, right? So if the record is suspect, then you're still taking a gamble, right? I mean, it's not like the U.S. men's national team is just star-studded, loaded with the best players in the world. I'm not saying it's an easy job to win at Hoffenheim. It's not an easy job to win at Crystal Palace. It's not an easy job to win at Leeds United. It's not an easy job to win at Strasbourg. But there's nothing about the U.S. men's national team job that's going to be easy. Now, look, if you want my grade on this hire, I would probably give it like a B. I'd probably give it a B, maybe on a good day a B plus. It's not an A plus. It never will be an A plus hire because we were sold that we were going to try to go get a sold that we were going to try to go get a Jurgen Klopp or a Poch, someone like that name status, right? So it's never going to be an A for me, but a B to B plus is a huge upgrade, right? I said this from day one. Any coach over Greg Berhalter is a huge upgrade. Greg Berhalter is an F hire on any day of the week, any year. He's not a good manager. We all know this, right? That's why he fired and he failed. So this is going to be an upgrade just by that metric. I just don't know if he is the right guy to maximize the 2026 potential. But here's the thing. I want to make this crystal clear. I'm going to give him a chance. I think you guys should give him a chance. Whoever they hired, I was going to give a chance. So I was going to give any manager we hired a chance for this job and give them a fair possibility of winning us over because they deserve it, right? We don't know what they're going to be. We don't know what they're going to be. Now, listen, since I've been talking about this, let's look at another resume. Let's look at Hervé Renard. Let's look at his resume as a national team manager just to see what he's done. See if we can find this. Managerial statistics. Hervé Renard. Let's see. Not seeing anything. I don't see his statistics on Wikipedia. I don't see his breakdown of each stop he's had as a national team manager. I can't find it. If you guys know another place I could find like the breakdown of his stints, let me know. Well, let's look at Yogi Love. Let's look at him. Let's look at what he did with the German national team. Now you're going to say, well, he had the German national team. Okay, still, let's look what he did. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is Yogi Love. So he coached club soccer. He coached at Fenerbahce, a couple other Turkish leagues, Turkish teams, and Austrian. He coached for 1 year, and it wasn't nothing. It wasn't anything special. Let's see, 32 games, 16 wins, 8 draws, 8 losses, plus 21 goal differential. Okay. He gets the German job right after Jurgen Klinsmann, our famous Jurgen Klinsmann that you all love to hate so much, right? And he helped build what we know is the powerhouse of German soccer. He helped build the infrastructure at the national team level, okay? 198 games, 124 wins, 40 draws, 34 losses. That is insane. 200 and plus 267 goal difference, 63% win percentage at Germany. 15 years as the manager. 15 years. So he coached the 2010, the 2010, 2014, 2018 cycle. 3 cycles he coached. And here's the thing he also does that apparently is a prerequisite for the job, which is dumb in my opinion. He speaks English. Super chat from Joey. Drive this channel to 4,000 subs. Tell friends. Joey, thank you for the super chat. Yes, we are super close to 4,000 subscribers. Last time I checked, we were, let's see, just to get, we're 19 subscribers away from 4,000. We're super close to 4,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video or a live stream. We've been doing a lot of live streams lately. Yes, Pellegrino over Marsch, and I like Marsch mainly because he's from Wisconsin. Yeah. I mean, I would have been okay with Marsch as a hire too. I would have been all right with that. I mean, listen, at last cycle and last year, I was just anybody but Greg. Anybody but Greg. I would have taken almost anybody. So there. And look, I've been saying this. I've said this a couple times. I'll repeat it for the audience. There was just so many good options out there. And I think that that's why this feels a little underwhelming because of all the potential candidates we could have hired. And this is what we landed on. Now, I gave this hire a B. Okay. I gave this hire a B. I don't hate this hire. I just don't like what we were told and then what they are potentially going to do. Now, listen, let me preface this too. Pellegrino is not even the official hire yet. He apparently was offered the job today or yesterday. He was offered the job. He has not accepted the job yet. Okay. So he's not even officially the manager yet. He has just been offered the job. And I'm just saying that I would give this a B if he, in fact, is the hire. I would hope for an American coach to succeed in the Champions League, but our track record outside of MLS is not good. Until we can have a proven American, I say non-native. Yeah, I don't really care about what their nationality is. I just want a manager who's good. They don't have to be American. They don't have to be a certain ethnicity or whatever. I just want the best manager who is willing to take this job. That's all I care about. I just want the best manager. I think that's what all you guys want too. I don't think you care what they look like, where they're from, how they sound, how many languages they speak. You guys just want the best manager we could possibly hire. That's how it should be. That's going to end in the best results, is hiring the best manager possible. And I like I said before, someone at the US Soccer Federation are very influential, wants an American coach to be able to say in 2026 when we're on the world stage at home that the American manager has arrived, we are here and they're not going anywhere. As an avid Bundesliga watcher, I'm not really sold on him. However, if he is hired, then so be it. I'll give him a chance, but how long is his leash? And listen, here's another thing too. This is something I said the other day when I said that Cherundolo was trending in the direction of being the manager again, and I said it's worse than Greg. People are like, how is that worse than Greg? Here's how it's worse than Greg. Greg was already on a short leash if he'd stayed, and he could have been fired at any moment. He was fired after the Copa America disaster. This new hire is going to get a very long leash. Even if they do absolutely terrible at the World Cup, they will probably still get another cycle to manage this national team. Now, are they going to make it to 2030? I don't know. It just depends on how they do. But what I'm saying is they will start off the manager after 2026 and get a chance to 2030. So we're restarting the cycle all over again. I would say that whoever he hires is at least going to be the manager. You can expect them to be the manager for the next 6 years, unless something catastrophic happens in the next cycle. And look, I don't know exactly what he will do. I have no idea what this guy's going to do for our national team. Have no idea. I mean, we haven't seen it. We've only seen him at a club level, and it hasn't been too impressive. We have no idea. The only thing going for him right now is that he has nothing to do with MLS, and he has nothing to do with MLS, and that he's an American coach. That's the only thing that he's got going for him that we know about. But we don't know what he's going to do at the national team level. We have no idea. He has never coached the national team level. Joey says, I'm not sure if you were able to see it in StreamYard, but David Day was gifted a membership and now part of your amazing team. Joey, thank you so much. I did not see that. David, welcome to the team. Glad to see you subscribe to the membership. The live streams or the private streams should be fun. Really appreciate you supporting the channel. We're probably going to go another 15 minutes. I actually have to run. I got to go meet my wife for a late lunch. So I guess we'll start to wrap it up. We'll see what happens. Okay. Here's a question. I want you guys to rank these for me. Okay, let's just say realistic options 1 to 3 in the chat. I want to know what you guys think. If it was the chance, or you were given the options. Sorry about didn't mean to hit my mic. If you were given the options between Cherundolo, Pellegrino, and Vieira, 1 to 3, how would you rank them for your preference to hire for the national team job? Pellegrino, Nancy, Vieira, options to hire for the national team. How would you rank them in the chat? Do we know what his previous players say about him? I haven't heard anything as of yet. I'm going to do some more digging on that and see what the consensus is with him as a manager for his players. Oh, I said okay. Yes, okay. So I said Matarazzo, Vieira, and Cherundolo. Not Nancy. Take Nancy out. Take Nancy out. Just do Cherundolo, Matarazzo, and Vieira. Honestly, when you look at them all, they're pretty damn even. Honestly, now you would give obviously Nancy, or I'm sorry, Vieira and Cherundolo, or you would give Vieira and you would give Matarazzo a leg up because they've coached in Europe, but over Steve. Steve has coached the best team in MLS for the last 2.5 years. And he he hasn't really tested himself. He's only been actually let's look at this real quick. Let's pull up the Steve Cherundolo file. Because I don't know if some of you guys know about this, about his previous stop before LAFC in a lesser league. Now, this right here is going to be a momentum killer. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know about this with Steve Cherundolo. Okay. All right. So Steve Cherundolo has had 2 managerial jobs. His first job was the Las Vegas Lights. You see how you get that confused. Las Vegas Lights. And he coached there from January of 21 to 22. Okay. And this is in the USL. 32 games, 6 wins, 3 draws, 23 losses. Let me repeat that again. 6 wins, 3 draws, 23 losses. Minus 36 goal difference, 18.75 win percentage. That is historically bad. That's like, I don't even know how it was allowed to get to that point. So what happens to him? He gets a promotion. He goes from Las Vegas Lights to LAFC, 121 games, 67 wins, 23 draws, 31 losses, plus 101 goal difference, 55% win percentage. But here's the thing, like I said, he's coaching the best team in Major League Soccer. This is what you expect to happen when you're coaching the best team in Major League Soccer. Okay, should I pull up, the best team in La Liga, the best team in the Premier League, which has been Man City? Look at their win percentage. I mean, that's what you expect. Honestly, you could say that this is underwhelming because of how good his teams have been. But 18% win percentage, minus 36 goal difference, and he gets a promotion? I say all that to say this. LAFC is the top tier in MLS, and this is what his results are. Las Vegas Lights are probably one of the worst teams in USL. That's what his results are. He doesn't get more with less. He gets less with less. He gets less with more. He's underwhelming. So that's why I don't want him to be the national team job, because he is not proven what he can do. So your order would be Pellegrino, Nazi, then Vieira. What about Cherundolo? Is he not on the list? Don't forget to include he got a couple of huge L's to Columbus. Yes, he did. Steve Cherundolo is owned by Wilfried Nancy. Absolutely owned by Wilfried Nancy. Absolutely owns him. What was that last match? Was it 4-1? I think it was 4-1 was the last match they had. All right, guys, I'm gonna go about 5 more minutes and then I have to run. Okay, it was 5-1. Yeah, see, and that's what I had heard. I had heard that when Steve Cherundolo lost that bad to Wilfried Nancy and the Columbus Crew, that kind of killed the momentum of him getting the national team job. But here's the thing that the USSF likes to do that you guys have to keep in mind. They like to wait you out, hope that you forget what's going on, and then do what they want to do. Oh, Wilfried Nancy beat the hell out of Steve Cherundolo. Well, we'll just wait a couple weeks and everybody will forget about it. No big deal. No big deal. We'll just wait a couple weeks. Everybody will forget about it. Yeah, his record at Las Vegas, Steve Cherundolo's, was abysmal. Like, I don't even know if you could purposely, like, you would almost have to purposely be doing that bad to do that bad. Like I said on Pellegrino Matarazzo, I'm a B right now. I could probably be talked into a B plus if he's the hire. He was offered the job allegedly. We don't know if he's going to be the manager officially yet. I would definitely give it a B, and I think that there's a lot to be positive about, but I'm still skeptical because he hasn't proven himself at the national team level. He honestly hasn't proven himself at the club level. LFC switched their tactics to a 3-4-3 afterwards with Shrundalo. So is that better? Can you guys hear me now? I think it's good now. I think I got it working. I don't know what's going on. I've been having a lot of issues lately with this. I have a pretty decent setup. I don't know what's going on. Um, but yeah, I heard like a little bit of buzzing and then it was plugged in. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish it off with saying I appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll see what happens with Pellegrino Matarazzo and see if he is the actual hire. And we'll see what happens with that. I'll give it a B for the hire. Be curious to see what you guys think. Before I leave, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're 18 subscribers away from 4,000. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video. And also, guys, we're doing another live stream tonight. We're going to be live streaming the Inter Miami Tigres game. So I hope to see some of you guys there. But yeah, I'm going to run, guys. I got to go meet my wife for some lunch. So until next time, I will see you guys soon.